Good afternoon. So it's going to be me between lunch. So I'm going to try and make it brief. So I'm Rohit Valia. I'm with the Networkcom group. And one of the services offered from Network.com is the SunGrid Compute Utility. And I'm going to essentially cover a few things here, give you a brief overview of Network.com, talk about the SunGrid Compute Utility, talk about something called the application catalog. And then we'll kind of look at some enhancements we've made to make it easier to develop applications for Network.com, for the SunGrid Compute Utility. So what is Network.com? Well, Network.com is a services portal from where Sun is offering both infrastructure and application-based services. And these are all delivered over the internet, and with the goal of essentially enhancing the productivity for developers who want to get things done, try them out over the web, in many cases be able to run them directly over there, in some cases use that as a tool to develop there, and then maybe build locally with the knowledge gained from using those services over there. So this is kind of in continuation of the previous talk, which was how to kind of get things running faster. Well, so in terms of getting access to a grid, which is already pre-configured with Solaris 10 and SunGrid Engine, we provide a facility which allows you to simply go to the internet, sign up for an account, and at the fixed price of $1 per CPU-hour, you can get access to the nodes that are available. So this is kind of what we call a public utility service in a sense, right? So you go online and you'll submit your applications for execution there, and they'll execute on our nodes based on a queue that's there. It's a public queue. Other people would have submitted their apps too. And then your application will execute and you will download your applications. So to make it easier, we've also delivered something which we call just click and run applications. So there are some applications we've populated there, and you can run those. And these include both commercial and open source applications. And best of all, there's no contract or commitments to use the service. So you simply get online and get yourself an account. And we made it easy to buy the compute hours. You can use even PayPal, though purchase orders are also available. So you can get a PayPal account to buy your CPU hours and try Network.com. So I did want to clarify what is a CPU hour here, because a CPU hour is, for most of you in the HPC space, you would know, but just to clarify, it's the aggregate of all the cycles you've used across all the nodes and then rounded up to the next hour. So a 100-minute execution across 100 nodes, which would mean in wall clock times a minute, will be rounded up to 2 hours and essentially just $2. So there are two basic models for Network.com. One is that you use the on-demand infrastructure. And this is the SunGrid Compute Utility, which provides you access to the nodes. This is providing you Solaris 10 and SunGrid Engine, basically. And then you bring your own applications, upload them, create jobs, and your data executed against that, and you can essentially get your results back. And the second model is what we call on-demand applications. And in this model, what we do is we essentially are working with our partners and developers to make some of the work that they've done be available in an on-demand basis. So applications are published in the application catalog, and you can essentially, for the commercial applications, buy a license, which is in this case a token file, digital token file, and upload that along with your data to process and get the results back. So I'll go into the details of these shortly. So the SunGrid Compute Utility, well, this is essentially a very standards-based infrastructure. So this is the base utility, which provides you a reliable, scalable, and a multi-tenant infrastructure. And by multi-tenant, I mean that there will be other people who will also be using this utility. However, the way it has been designed is with security in mind. So essentially, when you are running your applications, other people have no access to your data, or your applications cannot essentially peek and see what you're doing. So utmost care has been taken to ensure that even though this is a multi-tenant infrastructure, we provide the best known security principles are invoked to essentially keep your jobs in isolation from other users who are also using nodes at that time in maybe other parts of the utility service. So we also have a predictable price, and everything is metered according to usage, like I said, based on CPU hours. So as your jobs are running, we have our billing engine, which is going against it. And we have the notion of prepaid CPU hours, which means you would have some dollars in your account, some credits, based on maybe a PayPal purchase or a purchase order that you did. So as your job is running, in real time, we are decrementing against that. And when the job completes, the amount of CPU hours consumed is taken out of your account. So like I said, the infrastructure is a Solaris 10 AMD Opteron-based infrastructure. SunGrid engine powers the utility. So every application or script that you've used with SunGrid engine can simply be brought over and used for running your own applications. And so essentially for you, it's a quick way to run some of your grid applications over the internet. Now, in terms of what applications you would actually want to run, I mean, it can range from some developmental work that you might be trying out and haven't yet got the capacity allocated to try that out, or it might be some old applications which you feel are consuming resources in your local grid, which you feel you could use your local grid for other tasks which might be more beneficial to you, and you could kind of outsource these off to the utility to execute. So one of the critical changes we made was the application catalog. What the application catalog allows you to do is that any application that you've uploaded to the grid, once you feel that you're essentially running the application is performing to your satisfaction, and if you feel like essentially sharing this application with others, and there are two models in which you can share, you can just simply make it available for free, or you can charge some money for it, which we enable through this digital entitlement token. And what the digital entitlement token allows you to do is to essentially allow anybody who wants to use your application have to buy this digital signed XML file from which you, and in that file, you're going to essentially tell it as to how much of that application the user is allowed to use, and for what period of time. So those are all described in the XML elements of that file, in that signed file. So the model is pretty simple. The customer comes to network.com, browses the application catalog, finds an application they like. If it's a open source application, and Sun has put a number of open source applications there working with the community, but if it's a commercial application, then you will contact the ISV. So Sun did not want to get in the middle of the licensing aspects of the commercial applications. So we make it easy to contact the ISV, and you can contact the ISV, get the digital token, and then upload your data and the token, and then get your results against that application that's running there. So in this case, the customer pays Sun for the CPU hours. Now, so this is kind of giving you a quick view of the model for the application catalog. Listed here is kind of a view of some of the applications in that catalog. And again, like I said, it gives you the power to run these applications with that fixed price of $1 per CPU hour, plus whatever ISP costs are there for the application, no contracts, and you can try out applications in whatever small increments that you wish to, or whatever you can negotiate with the ISV to sell you the application for. So these are kind of some of the applications that are in the catalog. This is actually a list from a while ago. It's a growing catalog, and we've been working with ISV partners as well as the open source community. I'm not going to go through the list, but a number of industries are represented: life sciences, manufacturing, computational mathematics, even rendering and animation, open source projects like Blender, etc. Are all part of this environment, and you can get access to these applications very easily. So then recently we made some changes to enhance it so that, before we made this change, from a security perspective, we didn't allow any of the applications running inside those nodes to, once the execution started, to make contact with the outside internet. So this feature, simply called Internet Access, allows an application to actually be able to reach out to the internet and maybe be able to communicate with data sources that lie outside, and also to provide greater interactivity to the applications that are running inside the compute utility. And so it's a very powerful feature. It was simple to do, and we've kind of, now finally, after having understood all the security implications, opened this up. A couple of other features that we added was the application programming interface, the APIs. And this allows you to now not just be bound by using the portal, the SunGrid portal, but actually be able to use the Java APIs to tie this into maybe something that's running in your desktops or running in your data center that needs to call out to SunGrid based on some event or some load factor, where once you've tested your applications in your data center, run them on Network.com, maybe there's a spike and you want to transfer load over, so you can simply have a job be submitted to SunGrid for that period of time and have that be processed over there. To enhance the developer productivity, we also did a NetBeans plugin, and I'll quickly show that. And as Philippe mentioned, we also got the expansion beyond 25 countries now. A number of countries in Europe, mostly in the European Union, and many countries in Asia are now covered with this availability. So this quickly shows you the portal interface versus the NetBeans plugin, and all I wanted to point out was whatever you're seeing here in the portal interface, the resources, the jobs, the runs, they kind of are listed here. When you go into NetBeans, you don't have to leave NetBeans at all. Everything you used to be able to see in the portal, you can now see in NetBeans, and you can build your projects essentially from NetBeans and upload them. So there's full project support for SunGrid in NetBeans through a plugin, and you're essentially able to upload your resources, package them up, send them over for job execution, and get the results back all from the NetBeans IDE. So this is what the APIs do. They provide support for resource upload, job submission, and results, etc. download. So the model that is also becoming very popular is where some of our ISV partners are kind of using Network.com as a backend service, and their users don't even know that they're running on Network.com. So what the ISV does is they kind of use the power of Network.com, and using our APIs and internet access features, they're able to submit jobs remotely, and the users are unaware that they're actually even running on Network.com. Of course, they're told that they might be using this compute utility as part of the service with the ISV, but the ISVs are actually using this utility. So in this case, the ISV prepays the hours for their customers and essentially is able to offer this service to their customers. So I won't spend much time in this. In terms of the architecture, it's fairly straightforward. Just point out that there's there are both options to access SunGrid from the portal as well as from the desktop. So assuming this is the SunGrid compute utility, one of the things that is critical to understand is that the compute nodes can make access to outbound database access, and also that the APIs are allowing you access into the utility for job submissions. And security, I won't spend much time on it again, but it's kind of by design built to be secure. It's by design built to be a production facility. And there's many different aspects of this security. And so I won't spend more time on it. The benefits to the user are quite obvious. Like I mentioned, there's the opportunity to either run applications in the sense that the whole application is run there, but also in terms of the data center, when you have the spikes, I mean, this is a great place to just be able to offload some of those spikes. And it might not be the same application that's offloaded. It could be that you're taking off some other application that's consuming cycles in your data center, move that over to SunGrid, freeing up cycles in your data center so you have more space to do what is closest to you. So this is an example of a customer who's actually offering their service through Network.com. It's a financial services company, and they provide the ability for traders to be able to do complex Monte Carlo simulations with Network.com being the backend. So just in summary, it's affordable, it's flexible, and it's definitely secure. So give it a try. And for that, register for a free account. We are giving a free 3-month trial, which comes with 200 free CPU hours to get started. And you can also start a community project at sun.java.net/sungrid. Or you can send us email if you'd like to get additional help. And we'll also be at the Supercomputing show in the Sun booth. All right, thank you.